Sean O'Brien, do my annual video on why do you clip clovers. From an agronomy standpoint, when you clip your clovers, whatever that nutrient content is of those clovers at that point in time are going to be nutrient cycled. Um, so if you have a higher protein content at the time, you're dropping down extra nitrogen. If you have a higher mineral content, phosphorus, potassium, etc., you're also adding a higher level of that back to the soil. So everybody has different soil, different um, biology, et cetera, but nutrient cycling is important. B, integrated weed management. When you have weeds, many annual broadleaves, clip them once, you stun them back, clip them twice. A lot of times they're about done. So if for some of you guys that don't want to have to be spraying, like who wants to spray your clovers? Guess what? Clipping is one natural management tool versus using herbicides. Three, moisture holding capacity. In so many areas of the United States, we've had prolonged periods of drought. So if you're clipping earlier on, laying more material back to cover that earth's surface, the soil surface area, you're going to help hold moisture there. You're also reducing wind and water erosion by having extra residue added on top of the soil. From a nutrition standpoint, I've been doing this since 1991, working with high-end animals, everything from deer to high-end other ruminants, monogastrics, etc. But any forage that gets closer into late vegetation and going into reproduction starts plunging in quality. So, for example, let's just say if your clover, like a ladino clover, is 1.5% calcium, going into late vegetation, all of a sudden it could be 16% protein 2 weeks later. Um, Mineral content can drop 20-30% rapidly, and also your energies are going to start plunging, and energy is your limiting factor for most ruminants. Energy is hugely important no matter of the time of year. And then lastly, bricks. Your sugar contents start dropping as they move into reproduction because the plants are putting their nutrients towards seed production in light of it taking it away from the quality aspects of your growth on those forages. Um, and then lastly, right there too, is every clover has a different growth habit. Yeah, if you don't want to clip, you want to just use Ladino or White Dutch, low yielding type clovers. Medium red clovers, of course, are a 2 to 3 clip. Most annual clovers, if you don't clip, they're going to go into reproduction. Once they go into reproduction, some of them don't come out of reproduction very well. So again, know your growth habits. So many people that speak on don't clip your clovers. Well, then why don't you just say don't clip your ladino? Because if you say don't clip your clovers when in other legumes, you don't understand how they grow. So again, there's my little quick hitter on why you clip from an agronomy and a nutrition standpoint. And again, whether you're trying to grow antlers for bucks, whether you're trying to have increased production of milk for those does that are lactating, whether you're trying to recharge your does, fawns, bucks, body types as we're moving throughout the fall and in the winter. Um, energy is our limiting factor, and again, energy is hugely important in attraction. Some of you guys just want to see deer in those clover plots. So if you want to see deer and you want to do a little experiment, I tell guys, clip half your plot, leave your other half, watch your cameras, let the deer tell you. Don't let the people on social media, don't let some of these guys that aren't agronomist and ruminant nutritionist. Just because a guy's got a P and an H and a D doesn't mean that they're a researcher, doesn't mean they roll up their sleeves and do this on a daily basis. The deer don't lie. Wildlife experts might be a different story.